Hello, viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing my 716 podcast. This is my 716 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand it. Also, I try to do my best not to be so hot during this podcast recording as well, not to cause any or feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this iPodcast recording will contain child adult language. And also, if you're over 18, that means you get to watch this iPodcast recording. Now, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the topic. Recently, the first season of the Plow Family Powder and Louder came out. Louder and Powder came out, and I gotta say, oh, it's been a tough break for me. So basically, I did it. I did a video for the new season, The King of the Hill. I done a video for the new season, for the new season on Wednesday. A part one video for the new season on Wednesday, season two. Now I'm doing a video for the third season of the Power Family. So basically, this is it's kind of been a hectic it's kind of been a hectic week for me with these reviews. So anyway, now let me get back on topic. So basically, I gotta say I have mixed feelings about this season. Don't get me wrong. The way that the season started, it seems like hey, seems the way this season started off with a two-part episode, dealing with one of Oxford. To dealing with Oscar's ex girlfriend from college being a spy and whatnot. So basically, I thought that episode was kind of odd, but this is the universe of the Power Family, and basically, anything can happen. So basically, I thought that two part of episode was just to remind you anything can happen in the Power Family universe. So basically, we know that that animals can talk, like there are animals can talk. We seen talking animals, talking babies, magic, some crazy, crazy technology. So basically, spies exist in the world. Secret spies, exist in the world, and looking for magic items. It's just another one added to the list of that thing to that things and people who exist in the pop fan universe and whatnot. But anyway, let's get to the meat of this. Let's get into the whole meat of this season. So basically, I gotta say they really done some good episodes this season that deal with some serious subjects. So basically, the episode with Disney, dealing with colorism from one or two of these, old college friend was a good episode. The episode, the episode with TK trying to find his mom. Instead end up helping Maya find her birth mom was a good episode. Now. Another good episode, was the one where, it's the one where Penny, is dealing with discrimination in the video game world that girls are not big video gamers like boy dealing with that discrimination. That was a good episode as well. And I think the other episode that deal with discrimination is the one with Billy Chang, the only boy at the Chang show team. Turns out he's young Tala. The reason why he came up with the young Taka and gimmick is because that because there's not. A lot of Asian people don't get exposure as rappers, so basically that's the so basically they did a story. They did a good storyline with Biddy Chang, and basically they got the episode with her sister Julia about the purchase of about about equal treatment between smart kids and the less smarter kids and whatnot as well. But so basically, what I'm trying to say is this season has some good episodes that deal with has some good episodes that deal with some serious subjects, dealing with discrimination, in the rat game, dealing with discrimination in the rat game when it comes to Asian rappers, dealing with discrimination when it comes to gamers, to female gamers, and male gamers, and sorry, I'm tongue tied. So basically, basically, this season did have some good episodes that deal with that had episodes dealing with discrimination, against against Asian rappers in the rap gang and the lack of and a lack of Asian rappers in the rap game as well. Dealing with discrimination with female gamers, dealing with colorism, dealing with colorism. Then we have a subject about trying to find your adopted kid, about trying to find your birth parents and whatnot, your birth mom and whatnot with TK and Maya. So basically, this season did have some good episodes that deal with some good with some serious subjects. But at the same time, we did got to see more of or secondary characters get some character development in this episode. I mean, in this season. So basically, we got to see more of the growth being being Nubia. No, Nubia had some good character development in this season as well. Most of the chain segments had character development in this new season as well. Cause usually ever since this series started, yes, the growth season was featured throughout this whole season for the last three seasons, but it took season one to introduce the new version of the chain chiplets as well. So basically, when we when it comes to secondary characters like the Chain Triplets and the Ghost Sisters, and other side characters, usually they go underused, or sometimes they'll be featured in the episode for to be featured in the episode to drive a plot, to drive a part of the episode, to drive part of the episode and whatnot. But usually they'll get enough screen time for good character development as well. So basically, I like the fact that most of the secondary characters, like the Ghost Sisters, Marvin, the Chain Triplets, had some uh, had some screen time and for some much needed character development in this first season. Now, as for how the season ended, we know that Penny and Kadeem are a couple, but their love is kind of making them unfocused. So anyway, they take a moment. So anyway, as we know that Penny and Kadeen are a couple. So basically, their love they're always spending time together, so therefore it started to affect their schoolwork, and they not been handling their business at school. So therefore, so their parents is like have enough of them spending time together because they're always spending time together and not focusing on their schoolwork. And so basically, they're slipping in school. So therefore, can the episode, the final episode, and Kadeen is about to move away from. It's going to go live with his aunt in Ohio, I believe. For him to refocus, to refocus and get his stuff back, to get his to refocus, and et cetera. And Penny so loves Kadeem. Kadeem always been a positive. Don't get me wrong. Kadeem always been a positive boyfriend towards Penny, but they always spend time together. Sometimes affecting their schoolwork, and basically they don't want to. They don't want to be apart from each other. Instead, they just want us in the final episode together, and basically, most likely, that episode, the final episode of the first season is it's just part one. So basically, the fourth, so basically, once the fourth season comes out, we'll get the second part of that episode and whatnot. So basically, like Penny, I like Kareem and Penny as a couple, but you know, but they have been so focused on each other, then they have not been handling their business at school and whatnot to please their parents. So basically, like, hey, I know you guys are loving him, but their parents and their friends are like, hey, like, you guys need to get your stuff together at school, or once you guys get, like, the parents are like, are trying to be reasonable with you, with Penny and Kadeem, like, hey, we don't mind you guys hanging out, but you're slipping at school, so you y'all always spending time because it's really affecting your schoolwork. So basically, like, hey, get the parents are like, get your schoolwork together, get your schoolwork back, get your schoolwork together, then you guys can do whatever. You guys can hang out after you guys finish, get your stuff together at school and whatnot. But they end up making things worse for each other, and therefore that episode, the final episode of the season being a two-parter, ended on ended on Penny and Kadeem. In Sorry, I'm a little tongue tied today. Anyway, so the final episode of the season ends with Penny and Kadeem on a scooter running away from home. So anyway, like I said before, it has some good episodes. The thing is, the thing I was hoping for is to finally get details about Oscar and Bobby's father, and why they don't have any other relatives besides cousin Ray Ray. Cause ever since ever since the still, like I said before, ever since this series started, it's it's kind of been setting up a mystery about Oscar and Bobby's father and his side of the family. Cause if you guys watch the first season and the second season, Tweety had done a family tree, looking for what it is on Oscar's side of the family. It turns out that Oscar doesn't have any other relative, that Oscar and Bobby doesn't have any other relatives on their father's side except for cousin Ray Ray. So basically, that this setup, that whole setup, that that set up a mystery about why Bobby and Oscar father side of the family doesn't have any more. Doesn't have any relative have more relatives on their father's side of the family. So basically, that's a whole mystery. And also, one good, the one thing the one episode I like about it, the one good episode, the episode I like about this is Al Walker not messing with Penny, but so basically, it's kind of weird to have our Walker episode while Penny, while our Walker messing with Penny. So basically, this is the first. So basically, this is this is the first time we see Al Walker, mess with somebody else by by choice, and basically like throughout throughout the throughout the original series and the current series, Al Walker Al Walker always messed with Penny and whatnot, and basically, but this season, he was messing with a grown up version of Maya and whatnot. So basically, it's kind of weird to see Al Walker, not messing with Penny, and but that was a good thing because I'm tired of Al Walker until every time that I will come mess with Penny, he always he always gets screwed over or whatnot. He always tries to screw Penny over, and Penny with the help of her family and friends, always seems to screw out over. So basically, it was a good it was a good pace of change to see that Al Walker, not trying to mess with Penny. So basically, I like to see I like to see Al Walker, mess with the other members, mess with other people, mess with Penny and the other family members of that. And Penny's other family members. So basically, how we get more episodes of Al Walker, messing with messing with Penny's friends and family, in future seasons and whatnot, in future episodes and whatnot. So anyway, like I said, this was a so basically, I feel like like Michael, as of right now, Michael has not had an episode that focused on him. So basically, out of all Penny's crew, out of all Penny's friends, Michael has not had a episode that focused on him yet. So basically, for the last 3 seasons, for the last 3 seasons, Michael has not had a focused episode yet since the new series started. So basically, hoping that the next season, I'm hoping that we'll get a focused episode with Michael seeing Al Walker mess with, with people, other people besides Penny, hoping that hoping that we will get an answer about how Oscar and Bobby's father died and what's going on with the lack of relatives on their father's side as well. And basically see more secondary characters get more screen time and more character development in the next season or in future seasons to come and whatnot. So anyway, like I said, this was a okay. This was an okay first season of the Pop and Louder and Powder. So basically, I hope that this was an okay. This was an okay season of the Pop and Louder and Powder. So basically, I hope that things will. I hope to see more in the fourth season. So basically, I'm really hoping to see more happen in the fourth season of the Pop and Louder and Powder. So anyway, what do you guys think about the about the first season of the Pop and Louder and Powder? Good, bad, or just now, or just whatever? Please let me know in the comments below this podcast. Oh, so anyway, sign off from Squee Views. One.